So let's meditate that Srila Prabhupada right in front of us, and just meditate that you are having a flower in your hand. Okay. So having a flower in the hand and just like offering the flower to the Prabhupada. All right. Om Eklanitmirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamlam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Shaha Gana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidam Scha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Jayapataka Swami Tinamine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakada Damadaya Nagara Gramatarine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasachare Starine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Viknanadaine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojola Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namustate Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtai Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Patidanta Tavantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtai Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambujaye Te Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaur Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gauravir Bhava Bhumestvam Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannatha Te Namaha Vanchakal Patarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubevacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavebhayo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Garodusya Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Avadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagat Pade Gopesha Gopika Kantarada Kantana Mustute Jaitam Surata Upangur Mama Manda Matirgati Mat Sarvaso Padam Boja Radha Madana Mohanau Divyat Vrindaranya Kalpa Drumadaha Srimat Ratnagara Singhasanasto Srimat 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 Radha Srila Govinda Deva Prishtali Bisevya Manosmarami Sriman Rasa Rasaram Bivam Sivata Tatastita Karshan Venu Swanir Gopir Gopinata Yesri Estuna Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavani Piri Vuchabanu Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Gora Bhaktavranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Om Tat Sat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay. So here we are continuing on chapter 12, right? Text 9. Chapter 9, text 12. Or is it 13? Those who are others bewildered by attract by demonic atheistic view is deluded condition and therefore for liberation future. Okay.
12, sir.
Right? 12, right? All right. So it's going to be a very interesting verse, but let's see before that, let's recap the verse. All right. First of all, chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita is basically the most confidential knowledge. All right. What is the confidential? The confidentiality is actually Krishna is talking about all the things that he wanted. What are the criteria that a person must have to qualify himself to go back home, back to Godhead? Okay. At the same time, he also was giving the warning. Okay, the warning. And what is the warning? It's regarding that what is that certain things that he doesn't agree. Okay. What kind of character, what kind of mindset that we have that it's impossible for us to go back home, back to Godhead. All right. So, wait 1 second. Okay. So, okay, let's recap. Okay. from text 10. Okay. So what it says, one second, my children are coming. Okay. All right. Text 10. Mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sachara charam hetunanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. It says the material nature, which is one of my energy. So what we understand from here, Krishna has many energies. All right, he is omnipotent. All right, omnipotent means he's omnipotency. I mean, he has so many potencies, so many energies. So what he says, the material nature is only one of my energies. That means he has so many energies. Material nature is only one of the energy, and this energy is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings under its rule. This manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Okay, I mean, it's talking about this place. It is very temporary and is keep created and destroyed. Okay, and in text 11, what we have understood here. So what Krishna says is a very interesting text. It says, Avajananti ma mudaha. So I encourage everyone to memorize this verse, text 11, chapter 9, text 11. So it says, Avajananti ma muda. Okay, when you put the D at the, or there's a dot at the bottom, we also can ta. So mutta. Okay, muda. So in Tamil we call mutal. All right. Avajanti ma muda, mutta, manushim tanum ashritam, parang bhavang ajananto, mambhuta maheshwaram. What he says, full derides me. Okay, just again, sorry, yeah, just. My sister's children are all here. My house is terrorized. They all came into my room all.
School holidays, sir.
School holiday.
Yeah.
So both anyway. So what it says here, full deride me. So full deride me, full do not understand him or make fun of him. When I descend in the form of a human form, they do not know my transcendental nature as the supreme Lord of all that be. Right? Okay. So that's we understood. We have it's a long purport we discussed last week. All right. Now in text 12. Okay, now we're going to do text 12. Okay, let's look at the text. Mogasha. Okay. O. Whenever we see E, O, we naturally pull the raga. So O, Ga, Sha. So this is Sha. Okay, shampoo, Sha. So Moga Sha, then Moga Karmano. Okay, this N, put the thing and this thing, Karmano, no. So Moga Sha, Moga Karmano, Karmano. That's for Karmano. Okay, there's a A, there's okay. Moga Jnana Vichetasa. Moga Jnana Vichetasa. Raksha. Okay, Raksha. Okay, this is Sha. Raksha. Sha. Okay. Rakshasim. Rakshasim. Asuring. Okay, M, there's a dot. We just going to straight from the nose. Asuring. Chaiva. Prakritim. 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 Mohini. Trita. Tritaha. Okay. So let's try. Mogasha karma, Mogasha moga karmano, moga jnana vichetasa. See, vichetasa, that means E means we pull the raga naturally. All right. Moga jnana vichetasa, rakshashim asurim chaiva, prakritim mohinim shrita, mogasha moga karmano, Moga Jnana Vichetasa, Rakshashim Asuring Chaiva, Prakritim Mohining Shrita, Mogasha moga karmano moga jnana vichetasa rakshasim asurim chaiva prakritim mohinim shritam. Okay, want to try?
Okay, sir, I try.
Okay.
I try, not good. Okay, I try. Okay. Moga sa moga karmano moga yanam
Vichetasa.
which is rachasim asurim chaiva prakitim mohini sirta.
Shrita. Very good.
Srita.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, who want to try? Saras? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Mohasha moga karmano moha jnana vishatasha
Vichetasa.
vishetasa rashasim asurim chaiva prakritim mahinim shrita.
All right, nice.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Very nice. Uncle, you want to try? Do you want to try?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. For everyone's info, Mr. Rama is my father-in-law.
Good.
Okay. It's nice that he's also picked up
Yeah.
Bhakti seriously now. Chanting 16 rounds daily. So happy. Okay. Uncle?
Mogasha mogaha karmotu kamaro
Karmano.
karmano moga jina jinana
Vichetasa.
sha rak
Rakshashim. Rakshashim. He's frozen. Are you there, uncle?
mohinim srita.
Okay, nice. Good try. So, Mogasha Moga Karmano Moga Jnana Vichetasa Rakshasim Asuring Chaiva Prakriti Mohining Shrita Moga Asha Moga Ashaha, baffled in all in their hopes. Baffled. Baffled means it's like upset, all right? The thing didn't work out. Okay. Moga Karmana. Okay, let me see. The word baffle, how we can translate the word baffle. Baffle meaning totally bewildered or perplexed. All right. That means totally எதிர்பார்த்தமா நடக்கல ஏமாற்றம். Okay, பிரிய ஏமாற்றம். Okay. So moga asha, baffle in their hopes. Moga karmana, baffle in fruitive activities. Moga jnana, baffle in knowledge. Vichetasa, bewildered. Rakshasim, demoniac. Asurim, atheistic. Cha, and eva, certainly. Prakritim, nature. Mohinim, bewildering. Shrita, taking shelter of. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Those who thus bewildered are attracted by demoniac and atheistic view. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. All right. So now, so what Krishna is saying here, bewildered. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So, okay, how we can understand the word bewildered? Bewildered means perplexed and confused. Okay. Okay. perplexed and confused. Okay, bewildered means perplexed and confused, or very puzzled. Okay, very puzzled. Okay, so now what Krishna is saying here, those who are bewildered, okay, the word is bewildered, that means those who are confused, all right, or puzzled, or don't know, okay, are attracted. These are the people. What okay, now let me mark this thing. It's going to be very interesting. Okay, okay. Those who are bewildered, okay, what happened to them? They get attracted. That means all the confused people. Okay, they get attracted to what? They attracted to demoniac. Okay, they attracted to demoniac and atheistic view. Okay, they become demoniac and atheistic view. So in that deluded condition, so in that deluded means in that confused state, there are hopes. Okay, there are hopes for liberation. There are fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge all are defeated. Okay, so how we can understand this thing? Okay, right. So that means from here, okay, those bewildered, they get attracted to what? To demoniac situation. From demoniac, we become atheistic view. From atheistic view, hopes of liberation and fruitive. All these are fully defeated. This is what is happening in this modern society. In this modern society, when we see, all right, we see that many people are bewildered because they are confused over many things. Their belief system, their understanding, the sociology, the family upbringing. Okay, that means in other words, like they have their own, like certain family have certain belief system. Even certain culture will have a certain belief system. So that means they are all bewildered. Okay, every one of us, like for instance, like in my family, we have our own belief system. My grandfather, grandma, all they had their own belief system. They say we belong to this, we follow like this. I give you a good example. I think you all have seen funeral, right? When every place we go, every city, every town, every this thing, we see there's a different ways of doing funeral. Yes or not? And sometimes when you look at the wedding, it's even more confusing. Oh, we are from this particular caste, so my wedding is like this. Oh, I am from that type of thing, my wedding is only 5 minutes. Oh, my this thing, I need to put a veil. Another wedding, I need to foot sit on my father's this. Another thing, the father or the brother have to carry the girl to the podium to get all these kind of many things. Okay, but which is true? Confused. So that means this kind of bewilderment. So when okay, now I'll just give an example for you to understand this verse about bewilderment. But now, when we look at this bewilderment, okay, especially in this modern society, everyone is excited with something. Everyone are engaged in some kind of this thing, and they have some kind of desires and all this. So that means they are becoming busy. So these are the people get attracted to demoniac and atheistic view. Why? Sometimes spiritual life will put some kind of rules and regulation, right or not? Oh, you must do this, you shouldn't do this, or at least you must be vegetarian. What the hell, man? Just throw everything, right? So they will take up this demonic and atheistic view. All right, until they come to the level they say, there's no God. Right? And some clever fellow says, I don't say there's no God, and கடவுள் இருந்தா நல்லா இருக்கும். These kind of confused people like Kamala Hassan. Right? They think by talking like that, they are creating a big impact. But actually, in the eyes of that educated people, they are the great fools. Mudas. They are the great fools. Like DMK party. Like especially in Tamil Nadu, right? So these kind of people are extremely foolish. So because they are foolish, they are bewildered, they are attracted to this demoniac view. Okay? So when they get attracted to this kind of demoniac understanding, so eventually they turn into all their belief system, they become very atheistic. All right? So when these two things come into our life, the demoniac propensity and atheistic propensity, the hopes for liberation, for fruitive activities, and culture of knowledge, everything is defeated, gone. All right? So now let's look at the puppet. Okay? So, where is it? Okay. No problem, Mataji. We just started also. All right. So the purpose. There are many devotees who assume themselves. So now let's see what Prabhupada is telling. Prabhupada is explaining here. Okay. So he says, there are many devotees who assume themselves to be in Krishna consciousness. Okay, there are many devotees who assume, that means they think they are just simply assuming themselves to be in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, but at heart, all right, do not accept, okay, what they do not accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Okay, have you seen like this people? Like some people say, well, I came from that Yadava clan, okay, especially the people from this, what do you call, Konar, all right? Have you heard about this caste called Konar in Tamil, especially in South India, Konar Jadi, Konar. These Konar are called Yadavas. And Yadavas means naturally they pray to Krishna. All right? Yadavs, Konars. So when you see, they say, oh, Konar, but actually in their heart, they do not accept Krishna as a Supreme Personality. Okay? For them, the fruit of devotional service, okay. For them, the fruit of devotional service, okay, that is to going back home, back to Godhead, will never be tasted. Will never be tasted. Okay, never be tasted. See, you know how important for us to really prepare ourselves to go back home, back to Godhead. Okay, I've been attending this class on Chaitanya Charitamrita from 10:30 p.m. until 2:30 in the morning. Sometimes we go up to 3 o'clock in the morning. All right. In that class, it is Chaitanya Charitamrita is considered a postgraduate or PhD in Vedic science. All right. And we are sitting and studying that verses very scrutinizingly. In that, there's a lot of things that we understood. This Krishna consciousness or the movement that started by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is expected to last for the first 10,000 years of Kali Yuga. For the first 10,000 years of Kali Yuga, right? The Kali Yuga has already passed through 5,000 plus years, 5,400 years has already passed. So when this movement was brought by Prabhupada to the West, it is predicted that the cult of Krishna consciousness will last for the next 10,000 years. Okay. So now we are talking about 20, now what's the year 20? No, it started in 1965. That means 1965. So 10,000 means around, yeah, around, I also don't know. So around another 10,000 years, it will last. So what will happen after that? After that, the full-blown Kali Yuga will take over. The full-blown Kali Yuga will come in. And what happened in that full-blown Kali Yuga? People, there'll be no piety. There's no cleanliness. And the meat eating become very prominent. Until they don't have any animal to kill, to eat, they will start to kill their own children and eat. So until the situation will come, they will say, I have no heart to kill my own child. I'll give my child to you. Give me your child. So they'll kill their own child to eat, just like how the tigers or sometimes the cat, right? Maybe they'll have four kittens. The first kitten they will eat. So it's going to happen like that in Kali Yuga. Okay. So now, as we all practicing Krishna consciousness, chanting here and there, reading Bhagavad Gita, attending the class, fasting on Ekadasi and all these things, these are the act that guarantees you to go back to heaven. Indraloka. Heavenly kingdom is actually, heavenly situation is confirmed. All right, it's confirmed. But the question is, the life in heaven is actually takes 10,000 years. So by the time you go to heaven and enjoy everything, you come back, you're going to face full-blown Kali Yuga. And you're going to fall to the darkest region. So that's the thing. So the desire of going back home, back to Godhead, by through that cultivation of knowledge, through what they call devotional service, and through chanting in the holy name, through accepting a spiritual master, it is very, very, very important. So what I suggest, I mean, let's take this way of life seriously, because it's a very rare opportunity that we got that we born in this kind of situation. It's very rare. As we studied before, right? Out of millions of birth and death, to get a human body is very rare. And out of millions of people who have taken human body, the one who knows Krishna as God, also very rare. And out of millions of people who knows Krishna as God and to surrender to him is even rare. All right. And above that, even those millions of people have surrendered to Krishna, to go back to Krishna is even more rare. It's very rare. So it's rather, right? So that's why they say. So this is it. Okay, that's what Krishna said here. Even Prabhupada is saying that for them, the fruit of devotional service. That means, what is that fruit? Why are we chanting Hare Krishna? Why are we reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam? Why are we doing puja? Why are we chanting Hare Krishna? Why are you worshipping Tulasi? Why are we accepting a guru? Why are we taking initiation from a guru? What is that purpose? Right? We are actually a plant. We are pouring water, right? Consistently every day we need to pour water onto the plant. The plant will start to flourish, right? The plant will flourish. The mango tree will flourish. It's not attractive at all until the mango comes out, until you start to bear fruit. If the tree doesn't bear fruit, what we call that? We just simply cut it off and get another tree, right or not? So the reason I plant a papaya tree, because I want papaya. I'm not fascinated how beautiful the leaf going to look like. The reason I plant a mango tree, because I want that mango. So similarly, all the things that we are doing, all the activities we are doing, engaging in all this devotional service for what? So what is that fruit? So what Prabhupada says here, the fruit of devotional service is actually going back to Godhead. That is that important thing that we need to do. But for this kind of people, will never be tasted. Similarly, those who engage in fruitive, pious activities, all right, and who ultimately hoping to get liberated from this material entanglement, will never be successful either. So at the same time, all right, just now the first example Prabhupada is giving the devotees who say, I'm Krishna, I'm wearing tilak, I'm having Sika Kudumi, all right, I'm chanting, but deep in the heart do not accept Krishna. There's no way you can go back to Krishna. Similarly, the fruitive people who do a lot of parigaram, okay, they do a lot of okay, like for instance, okay, the temple Taipusam, okay, I think I want to feed 10,000 people. All right, there's certain communities will come forward and says, all right, Taipusam or cooking is by me. All right, I'm going to cook for serve Annadanam. Danathale Saranda Danam, Annadanam. That's a confused thing, right? So I'm going to do this kind of thing. Then another corner, people will start to make some pulisadam and anything they give to all the devotees, all right? And some will do this kind of pious, whatever things that parigaram, whatever things, all right, we do, all right? So fruitive, pious activities. That means for the sake of getting some benefit from this material energy, parigaram and all these things, like, you know, temple prayers, parigaram, will also ultimately, what they are hoping, they want to make money. End of the day, they also ultimately hope to be liberated. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. First, engage in kind of fruitive activity. Dharma, artha, to accumulate riches. Okay, kama, to enjoy. Kama means lust, enjoy. All right. After I work, I do dharma. I work so hard. I mean, I do all the kind of prayer, parigaram, whatever this I do, so that I can make a lot of money and I can accumulate a lot of wealth, artha. Then from there, I can enjoy all my material, this thing. But eventually, end of the day, I want moksha. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Right? So ultimately, I want to get liberated to go back to at least liberation. But they don't understand what is liberation also. All right? So they say, okay, moksha. Okay, moksha. I want to get moksha. Right? So that means when this kind of thing happen, right? When this kind of thing is moksha. So when we talk about this thing, so what he says that even these kind of people also will never successful either. Okay, ultimately hoping liberated from the material entanglement will never be successful. Or even these kind of people can never be successful for hoping for liberation, because they deride the Supreme Personality of God, Sri Krishna. Right? Because they deride. they do not recognize Krishna as a supreme Lord. All right. In other words, person who mock Krishna, those who mock Krishna are to be understood to be demoniac or atheist. Those who mock Krishna. You know, like there's one guy, you know, what, Tarana, something like that. Tarana, you know, Simana, something, right? This kind of idiot will, you know, he'll be talking so terribly, all right, about Krishna and his pastimes and everything. All right. So these kind of people, they are the demoniac people, demoniac and atheistic. They don't believe in the existence of God. So these are the people who are, in other words, like some people, I think there's some Mataji used to send me some videos, you know, they ask, what is this, Prabhu? Why these things happening like that? You know, oh, these people are talking like that. These people are disregarding this, you know, and some people say that, you know, that they need to work in such a way that they can get rid of all these kind of religion, other religious practices. So, but what I'm saying is, we don't have a choice. So those who mock Krishna is to be understood are demonic and atheistic people. And from us being angry with them, we should be just pitiful to them. We should just pity them. And deep in our heart, we just pray, my dear Lord, I hope that this person will eventually will come to you. But based that our constitutional position that all of us are pure devotee of God. All of us are pure devotees actually. What is pure devotee? Pure devotee means, that means purely you are a devotee. All right. And what is that non-pure devotee? That means the tainted devotee means the devotee who still have material desire. Right? Those who have material. See, நம்மளா வந்து ஒரு சேத்துல உளுந்து கிடக்குறோம். Okay? சேத்துல உளுந்து கிடந்துட்டு, okay. Oh, that means okay. That means I can use some Tamil also here, all Indians. All right. நம்ம சேத்துல உளுந்து கிடக்குறோம், உடம்பு ஃபுல்லா சேரா இருக்கு. சரியா? சாக்கடையில உளுந்துட்டோம், உடம்பு ஃபுல்லா சேரு. அந்த சேத்தோட நம்ம சேத்துல உட்கார்ந்துருக்குமா? ஐயோ சேத்துல உளுந்துட்டுமே, ஏந்திரிக்கிறோம், வலிக்கி விட்டுருது, திருப்பி டபார்னு உளுந்துடுறோம். திருப்பி ஏந்தி நடக்கிறோம், திருப்பி டபார்னு உளுந்துறோம். ஜஸ்ட் லைக் வயல் காட்டு மாதிரி. ஓகே, ஜஸ்ட் லைக் சவாப்படி வயல் காட்டு மாதிரி அங்க நடந்து போறோம், டபார்னு வலிக்கி சேத்துல உளுந்துக்கிட்டே இருக்கும். ஆனா உளுந்துக்கிட்டே எங்க நோக்கி போறோம்? தரைக்கு நோக்கி போறோம், மேட்டுக்கு நோக்கி போறோம். ரைட் ஆனா ஒரு இடத்துல விழுந்தோம்னா, ஓகே, இங்க அந்த இடத்துல மேடு இருக்கு, சம்மர் போகும்போது டபார்னு திருப்பி விழுறோம், திருப்பி சேராகுது, போ திருப்பி உளுந்து வாரி சம்மோறது நீங்க தரைக்கு அந்த மேட்டுக்கு போய் சேர்ந்துட்டீங்க. சரியா? அந்த மேட்டுக்கு சேர்ந்த கையில என்னாச்சு? உடம்பு ஃபுல்லா சேரா இருக்கு. ரைட்? உடம்பு ஃபுல்லா சேரு. அப்ப நம்ம என்ன செய்யறோம்? சட்டைய கலட்டி போடுறோம். சரியா? சட்டை சில்வார கலட்டி போடுறோம். That's the first step. அதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன செய்யறோம்? போய் குளிக்கிறோம். குளிச்சுட்டு வந்தோடனே வெளியே வரும்போது திடீர்னு இங்க ஒரு சேர் ஒட்டி இருக்கும், திடீர்னு அங்க ஒரு தலையில ஒரு சேர் ஒட்டி இருக்கும், திடீர்னு எங்கேயாச்சும் உடம்புல எங்கேயாச்சும் ஒரு இடத்துல சேர் ஒட்டி இருக்கும். அப்ப என்ன இருக்கு? நம்ம இன்னும் சுத்தம் அடையலன்னு இருக்கு. ஆமா, that means we are not pure yet. தூய்மை அடையல, இன்னும் சேரு அழுக்கு ஒட்டி இருக்கு, கச்சரா உடம்புல இன்னும் ஒட்டிட்டு இருக்கு. அதுதான். அப்ப என்னன்னா, தூய பக்தர்களுக்கும் தூய பக்தர் இல்லாதவர்களுக்கும் இதுதான் ஒரு வித்தியாசம். தூய பக்தர்னா தூயமா அவன் பக்தியிலே இருக்கான், வேற ஒண்ணும் இல்ல. Is purely engaged in devotional service. His mind, his word, his deed, his thought, his hearing, everything, all the five senses, mind, intelligence, everything is only absorbed in devotional service. வேற எதுவுமே இல்ல அவருக்கு. But non-pure devotees, I mean, not a pure devotee, that means they are trying to become a pure devotee. Eventually they'll make it or not? Yes, definitely they'll make it. The criteria of going back home, back to Godhead, right? நம்மளோட திருப்பி வந்து இந்த கோலோகா வருணவன் போறதுக்கு அதோட தகுதி என்ன தெரியுமா? இந்த ஜட ஆசை ஒரு சொட்டு கூட இருக்கக்கூடாது. ஒரு சொட்டு, அந்த ஒரு துளி கூட நம்மளுக்கு இங்க இருக்கிற அந்த அனுபவிக்கிற அந்த ஆசை எதுவுமே இருக்கக்கூடாது. ஆசை இருந்துச்சுன்னா Krishna will just make you come back and enjoy that. Okay? We shouldn't have any drop of material desire, because material desire is basically impure. All right, it's very attachment. Okay, so means, in other words, we are all naturally a pure devotee. Maybe we're going to take another few more births to get purified to come to that level. All right, maybe if you are lucky, if you are very serious, you can even make it in this birth itself. That means you do not need to be born again and start all over again. Even this one birth itself is such a big headache, frustrating. But imagine another few more births, right? So, but if you're very serious, now just now I said, if you do this, you go to heaven, right? Yes, if you do this, you go to heaven. But suddenly, if you're really serious, you want to go back to Krishna, but you fail, you will never go to heaven, right? You will be born into the family of pious devotees, pious people. All right, if born into a family of a devotee, you're going to continue where you stopped. So that's another advantage that we have when we practice in Krishna consciousness. All right. So that means he said. So that means we should really pity them. Even the seaman or whoever that flirt, anyone can help me with the name? What is his name? What seaman? The one always criticize that our this thing very severely, right? Or like Karnanidhi and all these people. Eventually, all right, they will become a pure devotee. All right, and eventually they go back. But it's going to take a long time for them. Okay, anyway. Okay, as described in 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, now we look, now we also learn, we highlight, of course, we have passed through 7th chapter, but we must understand in 7th chapter what we understand, that such demoniac miscreants never surrender to Krishna. All right, so that means these kind of demoniac people, they will definitely never surrender to Krishna. Therefore, their mental speculation to arrive to the absolute truth, bringing them to the false conclusion, okay, that the ordinary living entities and Krishna are one, okay, one and the same. Okay, any questions so far? Any one of you got any question?
No, Prabhu.
All good, huh? All right. Okay.
No question. Clear explanation.
Huh? No question. Okay.
Question, yeah, very clear explanation.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Now let's look at this. So that means the demonic miscreant never surrender to Krishna. Therefore, they are mental speculators. Okay. Therefore, they are mental speculators to arrive to the absolute truth, bring them to the false conclusion. All right. They come to the false conclusion. That means, therefore, the mental speculators, the one who simply thinking, they will bring them to the false conclusion. தவறான முடிவு கொண்டு வந்துரும். And that is, ordinary living entity and Krishna are one. That's the worst thing that a person can think of. Right? நானும் இறைவனும் ஒண்ணு, நானும் கிருஷ்ணா ஒண்ணுதான். Right? There's one joker in South India. They call him a Sankara Baba. Right? Shankara Baba. And that guy, once he did Rasa Leela dance. All right, he was standing in the middle with a flute, surrounded by all the young girls. They are gopis, and he was dancing, and he was showing everybody how he did Rasa Leela. And many people are following him. Very funny, right? And those who are following him, all big educated people, doctors, big timers. So what we understand from here, even highly educated materialists are not considered intelligent people, right? So they used to dance, but recently he got caught. He was arrested for some underage child rape or something like that. So this guy. So that's the worst thing. They address that Shankara Baba as Krishna. That's the worst thing. All right. And the same. With such false conviction, they think that the body of a human being is now simply covered by material nature, and that as soon as one is liberated from this material body, there's no difference between God and himself. That means what he says, okay, this is all Mayavadi philosophy. He says, I mean, as soon as one is liberated, that means as long as I'm alive, I got a gross body, right? So as soon as if I die, all right, there's no difference between me and God. So my soul also become God. You understand? All right. These attempt to become one with Krishna will be baffled because delusion. Okay, because of delusion, that means they are not thinking straight. Such atheistic and demoniac cultivation of spiritual knowledge is always futile, waste. Futile means waste of time. All these things are simply waste of time. All right. That is the indication of this verse. For such person, cultivation of knowledge in Vedic literature like Vedanta Sutra and Upanishad is always baffled. Okay. Now, It is a great offense, therefore, to consider Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, to be an ordinary man. Okay. All right. So it's a great offense. It's a great offense. Okay. To think that Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, to be an ordinary man. Those who do so are certainly deluded because they cannot understand the eternal form of Krishna. All right. Now let's see. In Brihad Vishnu Smriti clearly states, Yo vitti bhautikang dehang Krishnasya paramatmanaha sa sarvasmad bahiskaryaha Shrautasmarta vidanataha mukang tasyavalokyapi sochelang snanang acharet. What he says? One who considers the body of Krishna to be material should be driven out from all ritual and activities of the Shruti and Smriti. Okay. One who considers, that means in this Veda it says, one who considers the body of Krishna as to be material should be driven out from all ritual. That means the priest shouldn't like take his ritual and all this, all right? And activities of the Shruti and Smriti. And if one by chance see his face, one should at once take bath in Ganges to get rid of infection. So people jeer at Krishna because they are envious of the Supreme Personality. Their destiny is certainly to take birth after birth in the species of atheistic and demoniac life. All right? What is the atheistic and demoniac life? The life that means to be born in the life of what they call like an aborigine, all right? To be like venomous animal like snake. All these kind of things are in a very demoniac nature. Okay. So anyway, perpetually their real knowledge will remain under delusion, and gradually they'll regress to the darkest region of creation. I mean, gradually they start to sink in into the darkest region of creation. Right? Okay. Now, this is another important verse. Please memorize if you can. Mahatmanastu mam partha, Mahatmanastu mam partha, Daivim prakritim ashritaha, Bhajantyananya manaso, Jnatva bhutadim avyayam, Mahatmanastu mam partha, Daivim prakritim ashritaha, Bhajantyananya manaso, Jnatva bhutadim avyayam. Mahatmanastu mam partha, Daivim prakritim ashrita, Bhajantyananya manaso, Jnatva bhutadim avyayam. Now what Krishna is saying? Now, just now we study about who? Rakshasa, Asura. Rakshasa means demoniac people. Asuri means atheistic people. Where they go to the terrible place. But here in this verse, now Krishna is addressing Mahatmas, the great souls. Daivim prakritim. Daivim means Devam. I mean spiritual. Prakriti means what? Anyone can tell me what is Prakritim? What is Prakritim? Anyone? No one? Prakriti. What is Prakriti? Can't recall. Prakriti means nature. Okay. Prakriti means material nature. Prakritim. Okay, nature. So what nature? Daivim. Daivim means Deva sail. All right, Deva sail. That means spiritual sail. Okay, Deva Prakritim Ashrita. Bhajanti, always worship. Ananya Manaso. Even in the mind. Jnatva Bhutadim Avyayam. Jnana, the knowledge. Bhutadim, the intelligence. The knowledge, intelligence. Buddhi, right? Avyayam. All right, now let's see what is the verse. So, Maha Atmana, the great soul, tu, but, Mam, unto me, Partha, O son of Pratha, Daivim, divine, Prakritim, nature, Ashrita, having taken shelter of, Bhajante, render service. Okay? Ananya Manasa, without deviation. Ananya Manasa. Okay, without deviation of the mind. I mean, mind only without getting deviated. Okay? Janatva, knowing. Bhuta, the creation. Adim, the origin. Avyayam, inexhaustible. All right, now let's look at the translation. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, that means just now we are talking about people who are deluded. But now, those who are not deluded, okay, the great soul, under the protection of the divine nature, Daivi Prakritim, they are fully engaged, right? They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Okay, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. Okay, now in this verse, the description of Mahatma is clearly given. Okay, now let's see. Okay, in this verse, the Mahatma is clearly given. Okay, what is the description of Mahatma? Okay, all the while when we talk about Mahatma, we only remember one person, right? Okay, now here we understand what is Mahatma. The first sign of Mahatma. Okay, what is that first sign of Mahatma? The first sign of Mahatma, what is that? Okay, that he is already situated in divine nature. The first sign of Mahatma is that he is already situated in divine nature. Number one. Number two, he is not under the control of material nature. Okay, right. Now let's think about that Mahatma that we know. He was under control by a political party, and because of them he was thinking. So is he a Mahatma? The Mahatma is not a political figure can become Mahatma, right? But because he created this kind of ideology of ahimsa, right? Ahimsa, and because of that they start to call him Mahatma. Okay, so anyway, so what is that first sign of Mahatma? Is the one who are already situated in divine nature. And what is the divine nature? He sees everyone as spiritual, and is not under the control of material nature. Okay, and how is this affected? This is explained in 7th chapter. It's explained again in 7th chapter. One who surrender unto the Supreme Personality, one who surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, what happened to him? Now let's look at this. This is very interesting. Okay, let me get another one. All right. Okay. So at once, at that moment itself, all right. So that means one who surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, at once, at that moment itself. Okay. Are you all following me on this?
Yes, Prabhu.
So that means he said at once. This is the word that we should always remember. It's a big assurance. All right. This is from where? From the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. He says, one who surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead at once. Now I surrender to Krishna at that particular moment. What happened? He becomes freed from the control of material nature. At once he'll be freed from the control of material nature. As my favorite example, I usually give in a war, right? In a war, when two persons are fighting, all right, there's two parties are fighting, say like soldiers and communists, both are fighting, right? So the communists or whatever the enemy are given order, shoot at sight. We do not need to have mercy on them, kill them at sight. All right, that's the thing. But if that particular communist, that means the communist knows when I confront with the soldiers, I'll be definitely shot to death. Right? I'll be definitely shot to death. Even though there is a saying that try to capture them alive, so they want to take more information. Okay, I get all these things, knowledge from my father-in-law. He's an ex-soldier who fought against communists. He's here today. Anyway, so there's two. They said, okay, you catch them at sight, right? Because we need to take information from him. But you as a soldier fighting in the jungle, you dare to catch him. You should shoot him and go, right? So no, like that. But at the moment the communist surrenders, you point the gun. Sorry, Setama, I surrender. What the government soldiers will do? At once, he's freed from the target of being killed. He's freed from all kind of enmity. As a soldier, I hate communists. I hate communists like nobody's business. But when he surrenders, my hatred all go away. I've captured him alive. I'll bring him back. Right? So that means at once when we surrender to Krishna, all our anarthas, our sin, everything that we have accumulated for time immemorial, for billions and trillions of births, eradicated at once. Which kind of parigaram that you can do, that you can get rid of all that karma that you have accumulated for time immemorial? There's nothing. There's no way you can do it. But Krishna says in chapter 7, when a person surrenders to Krishna or unto the person of God is Sri Krishna, at once becomes freed from the control of material nature. Okay, he's no more under the normal prakriti. He's under the Daivi prakriti or the divine nature. So that is that qualification. Once someone asked Prabhupada, a devotee asked Prabhupada, say, Prabhupada, how long do we need to wait to go back to Godhead? He just looked at him and says, at an instant. At instant. A time that you surrender to Krishna, you have already taken over by Daivi Prakriti. Right? You already got that. That means you have taken out from that material energy and put on the queue to apply to go where? To get your passport chopped. Your visa is approved. To get your approval chopped done. Right? So what happens if you can't make it in this? But it's okay, still you can continue until you finish that thing. Right? So one can become free. One can become free from the control of material nature. As soon, again, look at this word. As soon, okay, as he surrenders his soul to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Isn't that fantastic? How many of you still haven't surrendered yet to Krishna? Can I see a raise of your hand? Anybody want to raise your hand and say that you're not surrendered?
I have not yet.
You have not yet.
Mm.
Okay. Because you have not yet surrendered, you can just go on fasting fantastically on Ekadasi. Eh? I believe you.
Tomorrow Ekadasi.
Yeah.
Prabhu?
Yes,
Tomorrow Ekadasi. Yes.
You're going to fast or not?
Yes, I'll fast.
Why fasting? No need lah.
No,
You say you have not surrendered to Krishna. Why you want to fast?
there's still many steps to go.
There is no
Prabhu.
steps. I know you're going to come to this. That's why I'm asking you that question. Ekadasi, why you should fast? No need to fast. If you have not surrendered to Krishna, why fasting? Why bother fasting? No. Your understanding is you feel that you have not fulfilled your surrender, correct?
Yes, true.
That's not what Prabhupada is saying here.
Hmm.
What Prabhupada is saying, as soon, right?
Hmm.
He's saying, okay, let me get the, okay. As soon, at that particular, as soon as he surrenders his soul to the Supreme Lord, okay, that means one can become free. And in seventh chapter of Bhagavad Gita, what it says, that one who surrenders unto the Supreme Lord, at once, at that instant, at once, he becomes freed from material bondage. Yeah, no, that's normal, Mira. Feels like sometimes both perfected. No, that's easy. Whether you have not, whether it's your own definition. I mean, who knows? Even a thief can go back home, back to God. You remember the story I told you? He robbed that Vishnu temple, all right, and he end up he was qualified to go back home. I mean, nobody knows. And the worst thing, you know what? When we start to generalize things, we shouldn't generalize things at all. Everyone have your own way of reciprocation to Krishna. Right? Sometimes we go, right? Okay, example, like example. Okay, like okay, give you my own example. Right? My elder girl always like to fight with me. She always loved to fight with me. All right. And that fighting gives me pleasure. All right. When she starts shout at me, she quarrel with me, it gives me a lot of pleasure. But when other person who sees that thing happen, they find it very disgusting. How can you talk like that to your father? How you can do this to your father? You understand what I mean? But I am as a father, I take a lot of pleasure when my daughter shout at me. Right? So what I'm trying to tell you here, your bhakti to Krishna is authentic. Right? Your bhakti to Krishna is very authentic. But you must follow the basic principle, the basic requirement. No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex. Why these four things very important? Because these four is the pillar of sin. Right? It's the pillar of sin. Remember that in Bhagavad class we studied there, right? About the sin and the sinful people. The people who are lower than Shudras. These are the people who eat meat, who enjoy all this kind of alcohol and all these kind of intoxicating beverages, right? And the one who gamble, and the one who involved in illicit sex. That's why in Srimad Bhagavatam is very fascinating. You know, when we study along, there'll be one place where it mentioned about town planning. When a country need to be built, when a new city is built, what are the things they have to set up? Right? The king first, he set up his palace. Then he set up the water irrigation. Then he set up this, what they call the farming community, farm. Then after that, he set up prison. He knows that people definitely become prison. At the same setup, he also set up brothel. Can you imagine brothel? We say, oh, it's very sinful. It's been, it is one of the things that one of the town planning according to the Vedic literature. You have to set up a brothel, prostitution center. Why? Why you need to set up a brothel? Come on. Because these kind of people who are very low mentality, with low character, they couldn't identify or worship women as mother. To prevent that thing to happen, they have to create this kind of place. At the time they cannot control themselves, they just go there and get pacified and come back. Just like methadone therapy. Right? Why the government is giving methadone to the drug addicts? Right? They say when you take methadone, some or other you can reduce. But the thing is, when they okay, now like firecrackers, they legalize firecrackers. Why? If we don't legalize firecrackers, they'll smuggle. More dangerous. It's better legalize them. And this thing. So the same thing, right? So these are the things. So these are the things that a character of a low-born Shudras. But what is the mode of Prabhupada? You want to create a Brahmanical quality. And what is Brahmanical quality? The Brahmanical quality is the person who are in control. Right? In control. That means no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, and no meat eating. But what to do in Kali Yuga? Every one of us born as in that kind of environment, Shudra environment. So to change this suddenly, it is not a joke. So what we suggest, that's why they say, chant Hare Krishna. And what is the purpose of chanting Hare Krishna? The purpose of, see, like for example, when you look at Satya Yuga, they do severe austerity. They sit down and do பயங்கரமான தவம், like வருஷ கணக்குல உட்கார்ந்து காலை எடுத்து முறுக்கிக்கிட்டு the Himalaya மலையில உட்கார்ந்துக்கிட்டு ஏதாச்சும் காட்டுல அந்த புலி இதுல போட்டு அது மேல உட்கார்ந்துக்கிட்டு இன்னும் கண்ணு பாதி திறந்து பாதி திறக்காம நுனி மூக்க பார்த்துக்கிட்டு இல்லாட்டி நுனி இந்த கண்ணு eyebrow, stare the eyebrow. They do all this kind of severe austerity. நல்லா வெயில் அடிக்கிற நேரத்துல சுத்தி நெருப்பு போட்டு உட்கார்றது, நல்லா குளிர் நேரத்துல போய் என்ன நல்ல ஒரு பனி கொட்டுற நேரத்துல போய் ஆத்துல போய் உட்காந்துக்கிறது எப்படி இருக்கும்? It's already freezing and it's going to sit in the water. Why? They do not want to let the mind wander. The mind says, oh, it's very cold. Really? I give you more cold. Oh, it's very hot. Is it? Okay, I give you more heat. Just to control the mind so that they can. So what is that idea they do there in Satya Yuga? So that they can get purified. Purified for what? To worship Krishna. Purified for what? To go back to to Goloka Vrindavan. Go back home. அங்க போறதுக்கு இந்த மாதிரி சுத்தமா இருக்கணும். அப்ப தோய்ச்சி அடி மேல தோய்ச்சி சுத்தமாக்கி இந்த மாதிரி அப்பெல்லாம் வந்து பயங்கரமான தோய். Then came Treta Yuga. Treta Yuga, what they did? They do this kind of what they call fire sacrifice. Big fire sacrifice. All right? What's the kanakla? Okay, they do fire sacrifice for months, for years. They do rajas, all kind of sacrifice they do. All right? And they achieve something. For what? To get purified, so that they can go back. Then came Dwapara Yuga. Dwapara Yuga, they say, okay, Nama, you build temple. They start to build big temple. They do fantastic deity worship. For what? To get purified. And in Kali Yuga, what we can do? Number one, we are short-lived. Number two, we are very unfortunate. Number three, our body is so fragile. Right? Like that day, I heard that someone, when he was, I was reading somewhere, but I'm not sure. A 50-cent coin dropped exactly in the foot and the person died. Someone threw it from the hotel or something like that. The thing, our body is that fragile. We have a fragile body. We are not strong. We have short memory. Right? And we become so weak. And become so short. And also, in this kind of very fragile situation, what can we do? What can we do? We cannot meditate. We cannot do big fire sacrifice. You sit for fire sacrifice for half an hour, 1 hour itself, all start coughing. While the fire sacrifice, they will set the fan outside, let all the smoke will be blown out. Right? Temple worship. How long can you sit in the temple and do worship? Cannot. Right? So what is recommended in Kali Yuga? That can purify your senses, can purify your mind, intelligence, and ego, that you can get fully, completely pure, you can achieve the complete purity, that you can go back home, back to God, even in this one birth itself, despite your situation where you're born from. Nowadays in Kali Yuga, you see that people are born out of wedlock. People are born not following that Garbhadana Samskara. Right? There's a very rampant. Nowadays, men and women, boy and girl are staying together. They rather don't get married. Oh, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, and this is my son. Right? He's my partner. All right? Because the divorce law is getting so strict. They say, I rather don't get married. We live together. Let's have children. If you don't like it, you go your way, I go my way. Right? So these kind of things are becoming very rampant. So that means this kind of trouble to the society. All kind of children are born in a very contaminated way. So how are we going to create these things? So despite of us being born in any kind of situation, right? As long as we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, you go on repeating the 16-word mantra again and again and again and again in your beats 16 times, 16 rounds, you can almost achieve perfection. If you can double it, 32 rounds is even better. 64, you are glorious. If you can do 64 rounds, it's going to take you only 5 hours, that's all. If those who are retired people may consider that. All right? But of course, okay, all that not necessary. Anyway, I'm going out of the topic. Just do 16 rounds japa a day. All right? But the thing is, I cannot control my urge to buy number, KTM, Kuda, Toto, Magnum. It's okay. I cannot stop drinking. It's okay. I cannot stop eating meat. It's okay. I cannot stop my illicit sex. It's okay. Just chant Hare Krishna. That's all. When you go on doing this and associate with devotees, somehow or other, the purity will come and will purify you entirely. All right? So it's like that. So it is very important. No matter what, don't give up on this chanting. So, and how are we going to relate ourselves to Krishna is very authentic. Very authentic. So we shouldn't generalize. Okay? Saras Mataji is doing such a fantastic tapasya, austerity. All right? Whole day she only eat sweet corn, sweet potato. All right? And she said that from the day break until the distinction, she'll be just simply singing Govinda, Rama, Krishna, just singing the holy name of Krishna. Okay? So like that. Okay, example. So tomorrow is Ekadasi. At least for tomorrow, please try to be fruitarian. All right, just take fruits. If you really can't take fruits, then try to take some potatoes. All right, and all these things. If you really can't do that, then try to go for the buckwheat. You can go to the shop and buy buckwheat. Buckwheat is from the fruit, from the what they call, from the plant. If you really can't do it, oh, I got gastric, I really can't do it, it's okay. Right? Cook grains, offer to Krishna and take it as prasadam. But totally avoid meat. Okay, at least that you can do that. Right? Okay, anyway. So that's a preliminary formula. Being marginal potency. Being marginal potency means what? What does it mean by being marginal potency? What does Prabhupada meant by marginal potency? Anyone can help me on this? Can anyone tell me what is marginal potency? Arsi Mataji, I think you know. Tachaini Mataji, I think you also know. What is marginal potency? Someone send message. No. Fruitarian, you can go on eating. Okay, I mean, there is of course once a day. All that no need. Just be fruitarian enough. That's not an issue. But as much as you can, avoid grains and increase your chanting. That's all. No, okay. The internal potency. The marginal potency is what? You are almost there, Mira. And third is external potency. Remember? So that means the internal potency is spiritual potency. All right. Example. Okay. Okay. Now. Okay. We call this as the. Okay. Now I put this. What color? Okay. I put this color. So this is the internal potency. Okay. And this is the external potency, Earth, planet Earth. Okay, the yellow color, this thing is internal potency, and this is external potency. And we are the marginal potency. You got it? You got it?
Yes, Prabhu.
All right. So we are the marginal potency. So that means what are we? We are the marginal. What does it mean? So that means we are the spiritual potency. All right, with material body. It's a combination. Okay.
So in other words, the living entities, is it right?
Yes, all the living entities. You got it? So that means this plus here and okay. Okay. So that means when we are living entity, means okay. So this is the spiritual potency. This is the Hladini Shakti or internal potency of Krishna, spiritual. And this is okay, this is external potency. And here we are in the middle, marginal. And what are the marginal? We are the combination of spiritual and this thing, champu. So that means our soul, okay, our soul is from spiritual source. Our body, mind, intelligence, ego will come from material source. You all understand? So marginal potency means living entity. That's what Meera said. Yes, you are right. You all understand? Do you need any further understanding? All okay?
Yeah, okay, Prabhu.
Right? This is spiritual potency. And this is material potency. And this is the Jiva, living entity. Okay? So this is the Jiva or living entity. So we are stuck in the middle. So that means our internally, our soul is spiritual. Our soul is spiritual, but our mind, intelligence, ego, plus the Panchabhutangal, the body, is all material. Okay, everyone is good?
Yes.
Any question on this?
No, Prabhu.
Any questions?
Mm.
Yeah, someone saying something? Arasi Mataji, you want to say something?
No, sir. No, sir.
Ah, okay, all right.
Mm.
So you all understand, eh? All right. Okay, now, so now that's what Prabhupada is saying here. That being marginal potency means, that means we are marginal. Now you understand already, we are in between. That means we are in between of material and spiritual. Right? As soon, okay, now, as soon as the living entity is freed from control of material nature, all right, he is put under the guidance of spiritual nature. Do you all understand that? Come on. You all understand? If you don't understand, please tell me, I can explain. Who don't understand? Arisi Mataji, Saras Mataji?
Explain
Mira?
it once again, sir.
Okay. Now you understand. Okay, now, okay, what does it mean of this? See, being marginal potency, okay, being marginal potency, that means we are marginal, means we are in between. As soon as the living entity is freed from control of material nature, he is put under the guidance of spiritual nature. Okay, now let me show you the example again. All right. All right, now let's look at the example. Okay, how we can understand. So now, as soon as we cut our relationship with this, can you see this thing here? Can you see the...
So our detachment from external potency, is it?
No. Okay, now, as soon as we cut... Yeah, what is this? Why the things all coming like this? What did I do? Oh, okay, this one, sorry. As soon as we cut our relationship with this material potency, that means once we surrender, we are taken over by spiritual potency. Okay, so now we are all under this what they call material potency. Okay, we are in material this thing. As soon as we surrender to Krishna, we are cut from this. If you are cut from this, means naturally you'll be taken over by spiritual potency. The spiritual energy or the Daivi Prakriti or the spiritual nature will take over the Jiva. How we take over the Jiva? When we chant Hare Krishna, our mind gets purified. Our mind becomes Krishna conscious. Our intelligence, all right, is purified by studying the Vedas. Remember? And by these two things, we change our mind and intelligence change. What will happen? Naturally, our ego. I mean, we start to say, I am the servant of Krishna. I am a servant of Krishna. Dasanudas. Our dressing, our appearance will become spiritual. Okay. Then our Panchabhuta, that means our eyes will be attracted to see the form of Krishna. The nose will be attracted to smell the fragrance or the prashadam offered to Krishna. The tongue, it start to enjoy the Krishna prashadam. The ears start to listen to Krishna Katha. Okay. The working energy, the working senses, like the leg, would like to walk and go to parikram, go to the place of Krishna or walk to the temple. Our hand, we like to engage in serving Krishna. Okay. When all these things happen, once we renounce this thing, we give up this material energy, we will be taken over by spiritual energy. Now you all understand? Your silence.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Everyone.
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Yes. Prabhu.
Okay. Mira, you got it?
Yes, Prabhu.
All right. How about you, uncle? Rama Prabhu? Ramadas.
Yeah. I
You got it, uncle? You understand?
Yeah.
All right.
Material be under the spiritual. Okay.
That means when we give up, once we surrender, okay?
And yeah.
So once we surrender, that means once you have taken up, that's it, Krishna, I'm yours. That's it. This thing is removed. Okay, taken over by this. All right. Okay. But the thing is, sometimes you say, hey, yeah, I've taken over, but still I cannot control myself. It's okay. Right? Why? Because say, like for instance, you are fall into the ditch. திருப்பி அதே கதைக்கு வருமே, சேத்துல உளுந்து கிடக்குறோம். ஓகேயா, சேத்துல உளுந்து கிடக்குறோம், சேர்ல அப்படியே முழுங்கி கிடக்குறோம். சரியா? நம்ம தூக்க போறது யாரு? சே திடீர்னு அந்த இடத்துல வந்து ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு கிங் இஸ் கமிங். ராஜா வந்து அவரோட ஹார்ஸ்ல வந்துட்டு இருக்காரு. யாரு? அவரோட தேர்ல. The king is coming on his chariot. Suddenly you see, யார்ல அது? இவனும் ஒரு சேத்துல உளுந்து கிடக்குறான். He is struggling to come. Say, வா வா வா, I take you, come, take you. அவன் சேத்துல இருந்து உங்களை தூக்கி அவன் தேர்ல வச்சா கூட அவன் உடம்புல சேராதான் இருக்கும். ரைட் ஆர் நாட்? அப்புறம் அந்த சேரை கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா சுத்தம் பண்ற மாதிரி. அதே மாதிரிதான் once we surrender to Krishna, நம்ம வந்து அந்த சேத்துல இருந்து வெளியாகிற மாதிரி. ஆனா வந்து தெய்வீ பிரகிருதி, அந்த ஸ்பிரிச்சுவல் நேச்சருக்கு நம்ம போயிட்டோம். ஆனா நம்மளோட அசுத்தங்கள்லாம் நம்ம கூட இருக்குது. நம்ம கச்சரா, all the dirt in thinking, our activity, everything is still there. எல்லாம் வந்து காப்பாத்தி அந்த இயற்கைக்கு போனோம். இந்த ஆன்மீக, இந்த தெய்வீக இயற்கைக்கு நம்ம போன கையோட அப்புறம் என்ன செய்வோம்? கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா சுத்தம் பண்ணணும். ஸ்டெப் என்னத்தை சுத்தம் பண்ணும்? மனசை சுத்தம் பண்ணும். எப்படி? சாண்டிங் த ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா, ஹரிநாமத்தை ஜபிக்கிறது. அப்படி செஞ்சோம்னா மனசை சுத்தம் பண்ணுவோம். ஒரு லெவலுக்கு சுத்தமாச்சா? சுத்தம் பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருக்கும்போது ரெண்டாவது என்ன செய்யறோம்? ஞானம், நம்மளோட என்ன, அந்த இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ், ஞானத்தை சுத்தம் பண்ணணும். எப்படி? இந்த மாதிரி புஸ்தகத்தை படிக்கிறது, வேதம், கீதா, பாகவதம் படிக்கும் போது we are purifying our intelligence. So mind and intelligence both are getting washed at the same time. இது ரெண்டும் வாஷ் பண்ண என்ன ஆகும்? நம்மளோட செயல்பாடு மாறும். ஆத்திரம் வராது, தொட்டதுக்கெல்லாம் இது வராது, திடீர்னு ஆகுது, கவுச்சி சாப்பிடும், இந்த மாதிரி தாட் எதுவுமே வராது. we become purified. ரைட்? கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா நம்ம நட பாவன ஸ்டைல் எல்லாம் சுத்தமாகும். தேஜஸ், முகலாம் தேஜஸ் ஆயிரும். நல்லா அப்படியே ஃப்ரெஷ்ஷா இருக்கும். அப்படியே கொஞ்சமா மாறிட்டோம். ரைட்? அப்புறம் இதெல்லாம் மாறின கையோட நம்ம 5 புலன்கள் மாற ஆரம்பிக்கும். ரைட்? 5 புலன்கள், நம்ம கேட்கறது, பார்க்கறது, சுவாசிக்கிறது, ருசிக்கிறது, இது எல்லாமே கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா மாறும். அப்ப மாற நம்ம எப்போ முழுமையா தூய்மை அடையணுமோ we achieve the perfection. Why? That's what Prabhupada says, being marginal potency. That means we have spiritual and material, நம்ம உடம்புல இருக்கு. But as soon as the living entity freed from the control of the material nature, freed, he is put under the guidance of spiritual nature. It is happened by default. So the guidance of the spiritual nature, the guidance of spiritual is called Daivi Prakriti. I'm sorry, Daivi Prakriti. That means divine nature, ஆன்மீக இயற்கை. So when one is promoted in that way, so when one is what? Promoted means what? How we can use the word promoted? That means you have to be somewhere bottom, then you get promoted to the next level. That means you are standard 1, you are promoted to standard 2. Maybe you just join as a lance corporal, you are promoted to be a corporal or promoted to be a sergeant. Promotion. Right? That means you have to be at the block. That means you have to be there. You have to be in that position, the low position. அன்னையிலிருந்து கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா ஏறிட்டு போகும். அப்ப நம்ம ஆன்மீக இதில் பூந்துட்டோம்னா கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா we are getting promoted. Okay, in that way, by surrendering to the supreme. இதுதான் முக்கியமான வார்த்தை. By surrendering to the supreme personality of Godhead. All right? By surrendering, what happened? One attains the stage of great soul, Mahatma. அப்ப இதுல என்ன தெரியுது? Everyone who have fully surrendered to Krishna, they can come to the stage of Mahatma. That means you and I and everybody around us, they have that potential to become Mahatma. And how to go to the level of Mahatma? We have to start from the first step. Kanistha, devotee. First step, we get to practice, purify, go to the next step, purify, go to the next step. Like just now, the Mataji, that Arasi Mataji was telling. All right, she said before she dies, she wants to know everything about Srimad Bhagavatam. But before this, I don't know whether she had that thought or not. Did you have the thought, Mataji?
No, sir.
No, huh?
No.
Why suddenly you had that jnanam?
I like to know more about Krishna. I don't know, sir, what to say.
Yeah, cannot be explained.
Yeah.
Your life is not emotion, it is not logic, it's not explainable. So just why she told me, before I die, I must study the entire Bhagavatam. She was telling she don't know whether I can finish up the Bhagavad because 18 cantos. Can I finish or not? That's the thing. So that means her eagerness is already there. I tell you, the reason I took up this online training very seriously, you know when it happened? When I first started my Gita Gyan level 1, first time, first day. How many of you joined the first Gita Gyan level 1, first class? Any one of you, my first?
Yes.
Who's that? Saras
Saraswati.
Mataji. Okay, okay. Do you remember, Mataji, the first day we did the class, right? The second day, what happened? There's one Mataji who attended the first day class, she passed away, remember? Do you remember that, Mataji?
Sir was telling
Yes,
us
yes,
in that
yes.
class.
From typing.
Mm.
It seems she said, she came for the first class. She was so excited. She was telling, oh, I never knew all this in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, இவ்வளவு விஷயம் இருக்கா? அட கடவுளே, I cannot wait for tomorrow. I really want to study the Bhagavad Gita. I only did first chapter. That time I was just starting. I'm not so good. But she was so excited and so fascinated. And she was just thinking about Bhagavad Gita day, the whole night. நாளைக்கு கிளாஸ் வரணும், நாளைக்கு கிளாஸ் நான் போய் உட்காந்துணும், அதான் முதல்ல போய் உட்காந்து எனக்கு இந்த கேள்வி இருக்கு, இதெல்லாம் படிச்சிடணும், இதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சிடும். பகவத் கீதையில இவ்வளவு விஷயம் இருக்கா, இவ்வளவு விஷயம் எனக்கு தெரியாம போச்சு. She is a teacher by profession. இது இருக்கு, அது இருக்குது நினைச்சுக்கிட்டே இருந்தாங்க. That night she went to the washroom, pop, she fell, hit the head and died. He died full of Gita conscious. Oh, she's still not so good. She's suffering from CA, Mira. So anyway, then it's like that, right? So she was like, then another Mataji, as what Mira just asked a question, she was suffering from a cancer, and she had a durian orchard. When you know what she did, she used to take the Bhagavatam and go to the durian orchard and sit there and read. She always walked with Srimad Bhagavatam, and she chanted. How many rounds? She said. Mira, can you recall how many rounds she said in the class?
More than almost 20, 40 also got, because she uses that hand thingy, you know, you
Maker.
press the button.
Hand click. Hand click. Yes.
Yeah, so she does more than, I think, even 20, 25, I think quite a
Yeah,
lot.
a lot,
After
lot.
she, yeah, a lot. She goes,
I think she did up to 100 rounds, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
60,
yeah, yeah,
80, yeah. Because
yeah,
she sit there in the durian orchard, wait for the durian to
yes,
fall.
yeah,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Suddenly she end up chanting what? 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 rounds. And she was so excited, she carries the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavatam. She carries the Srimad Bhagavatam. Go to the inside the forest, inside the dusun there. She sit there, wait, and she'll be reading. And now she's suffering from CA, but looks very passionate in the sense of spiritual. She said, yeah, Prabhu, what to do, Prabhu? Pray for me, la, Prabhu. Anyway, whatever happened, she was like so enthusiastic, right? Anyway, so that's the thing. So that means, as I said, that the divine nature, one will be promoted in that way by surrendering to the Supreme Person, and all these people are called the Great Soul Mahatma. So after that incident that happened in my first class, when that Mataji passes away in full of Gita conscious, that's when I start to see. At that very instant, she surrendered to Krishna. She accepted Krishna as a Supreme Personality, and she died. How fortunate. Like I myself have to practice for so long, also still I couldn't get the taste. I cannot come to the taste of this kind of ecstatic love. But she, just that 1 hour changed her life. So it doesn't take much ritual or much this thing. The Mahatma does not divert his attention anything outside Krishna. This is what called Mahatma. Because he knows perfectly well that Krishna is the original Supreme Person and the cause of all causes. can we understand this? Krishna, the Supreme Person, is the cause of all causes. I mean, everything that happening in our life, good or bad, you must remember Krishna is the cause. Krishna was putting me in this game. Krishna is putting me into this situation. So maybe for me to understand something. So he's the cause of all causes. Sarva Karana Karanam. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda. Sarva Karana Karanam. Chapter 5, text 1. Srimad Brahma Sangita. The song, the thing wrote by Lord Brahma. There is no doubt about it. There is no doubt. Prabhupada is so clear. There's no doubt about it. Such Mahatma or great soul develop true association. Now let's see. Such Mahatma, how the Mahatma is created, develop true association with other Mahatmas or pure devotees. That's the association of devotees is very important. Right? I'm so fortunate. I'm very fortunate actually that I've got a chance to associate with a devotee called Pran Govindadas from USA. He's a Bengali, but he's in America. Right? I'm attending his class every day, Monday to Friday, starting at 10:30 p.m. until 12:30, supposed to be 12:30, but it go up to 1:30 to 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. But that association is very important. I was thinking sometimes we need to have a physical association. Yes, it's important. But also this kind of online association also very important. It works. Right? So in order for us to have that association tomorrow, Saturday, we're going to start our Namahatta session. Right? In First Garden Namahatta, we're going to start our first program. So those who are staying nearby, First Garden, Buntung, Batu Gajah, all these places, please come. All right, please come and join. Starting at 7 o'clock, we gather there and we just sing Hare Krishna for 1 hour. That's all. Then 45 minutes plus. That's it. We don't speak anything. Just chant Hare Krishna. Let's relish. Right? And let's read the glories of Krishna. And your day is good. Right? Okay, anyway. So pure devotees are not even attracted by Krishna's other feature. Now let's look at this. The pure devotees are not even attracted to Krishna's other features, like the four-arm Vishnu. Now, what is this? What do you all, can any one of you can comment on this? That pure devotee of Krishna only attracted to Krishna and nobody else. He's not attracted to Mahavishnu. He's not attracted to what? Buddha. He's not attracted to Vamana Dev. Can anyone, what do you think?
It's a little complicated because I'm attracted to Mahavishnu, Krishna, and a few other lah. So
No,
Narasimha.
but what Prabhupada is telling here, a pure devotee is only attracted to Krishna and no one else. Okay, I give you one example that every one of you would know. A very easy example. Lord Ramachandra, Lord Hanuman only worship Ramachandra and no one else. Now you all understand this thing? Mira, do you understand now?
Yes. No.
Yeah. Even when Krishna called Hanuman, when Hanuman went there, look at Krishna and said, where's Ram? I am Ram. I say, no, you're not Ram. I only want my Ram. So whenever he would say, he have to change his form into Ram. That is that pure devotees. You know, Lord Ramachandra, Hanuman couldn't recognize anyone except Ram. For him, his mind, his eyes, his whole body, even his breath, everything is only Ram and no one else. So something like that, right? So the pure devotee is only attracted to Krishna. Other features are like they are not attracted. They are simply attracted to the two-arm form of Krishna. They are not attracted to any other features of Krishna. Nor are they concerned with any form of demigods or of a human being. They meditate only upon Krishna in Krishna consciousness. They are always engaged in unswavering service of the Lord in Krishna consciousness. Okay, such a wonderful text. This chapter 9 is truly wonderful. And chapter 14 is going to be even more wonderful. All right, chapter 13, recap what we have learned. The demons, chapter 13, text 13. The demons and the atheistic people, who are they? Those who are bewildered in knowledge. They are bewildered or perplexed or confused. These are the people who take the atheistic view. They can never near God. And chapter 13, what text 13, we saw the Mahatmas. Who are the Mahatmas and what is their qualification of Mahatmas? And text 14 is going to be very interesting. Satatam kirtayanto mang yatantascha drirdha vrataha namashyantascha mang bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. Now let's look at text 14. Of course, we are not going to do now. Just have a look. What does it mean? Always chanting my glories. Endeavoring with great determination. Endeavoring means you are very determined. Nobody can shake your determination. You know, sometimes, why vegetarian? I'm a vegetarian. Why I must chant no matter what? I'm not going to follow. Determination. With endeavoring, with great determination. At the same time, bowing down before him. That means offering obeisances. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. All right. So these are the things that we're going to read next week. All right. So till then, text 14. So it's going to be a long purport. Yes. After that, text 15, text 16, 17. This is going to be the slowest chapter. Bhagavad Gita, because it's full of nectar. All right. So do you have any questions, any comment? All okay?
No comments.
So I hope you enjoyed the class. So those who are around, I hope Meera, I hope to see you on this Saturday. And
I'm coming this Saturday. Confirm.
okay, confirm. Okay. Others, I think my father-in-law, Mr. Rama, I think is nearby. And please share the advertisement. I mean, the invitation to everyone. Encourage all to come. All right.
Okay.
So there's no question. There's no question. We'll end the session here, 9 o'clock. Okay. Vancha kalpatrubhescha kripa sindhubhyevacha paditanam pavinebhyo vaishnave bhayo namo namah. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Ram, Ram,
Happy
Hare
Ekadasi. Happy fasting. Have a nice day.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Rama.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Good night.
Hare Krishna.